Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wizard. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. The Mandalorian has returned to our lives at Disney+. This chapter is called The Marshal, and the first thing that is exciting about it is that it is 52 minutes instead of roughly over half an hour like the episodes were in Season 1. So this episode plays like a mini movie. Mando is trying to find his kind to better track down the Jedi to hand off Baby Yoda, but the one he ends up finding is an imposter. The Mandalorian creed states that they had to reclaim the armor, but before there could be a showdown, a beast called the Great Dragon explodes into the scene, causing all sorts of havoc. Mando teams up with the imposter and even Tusken Raiders to try and slay the beast in return for the Mandalorian armor, which was previously owned by Boba Fett. But there's a lot of big budget spectacle and cool gadgetry. That being said, it is the spirit of fun in this episode that makes it great. Director Jon Favreau and Star Wars fanatic Dave Filoni seem to understand what makes Star Wars work and what should be avoided, notably Rian Johnson. Episode 2 of Season 2, called The Passenger, is a big disappointment after the first episode, since that one was so captivating, and this one is too much of a mini quest that is certainly a bridge to something special, but alone is isolated and lame. After killing the Great Dragon, Mando is assaulted by some bounty hunters who want the prize for Baby Yoda. Mando, stressed out, but with relative ease, kills two of them, then negotiates to ultimately trick the third one. So the opening was intense and cool, but then in order to find more Mandalorians to track down the Jedi to hand off Baby Yoda, Mando agrees to drop off a nearly extinct reptile lady to her husband, who she says knows where the Mandalorians are. Anyway, some X-Wing pilots shoot Mando down, and he has to get off on this snowy planet without getting eaten alive by spiders. This episode has a lot of boring talking, and then the big set piece is even a letdown. The Passenger sees the return of Bo-Katan from the Clone Wars, making her, to my knowledge, the first character who was first seen in that show come over to live action. When she took off her helmet and revealed herself, it was very cool. The last episode was on the dull side. This one is action-packed, and while in my opinion, the action set piece here does not top the Great Dragon standoff in the first episode, it is still very cool to see four Mandalorians fight off stormtroopers. It seems to be, though, that we will have these bridge episodes then reveal a major character. In episode 5, it will likely be Ahsoka Tano from Clone Wars, and it would be a waste if Luke Skywalker does not show up by this logic. While I like the episode a lot, I hope the spirit of Season 1 continues, and that this great isolated story that does not rely on major characters returning, and it remains the story about a bounty hunter and the child Jedi. The High Race is like Episode 2 in that it is a side quest, but unlike Episode 2, it really is a great setup for the rest of The Mandalorian, as well as other Star Wars stories that will follow it on Disney+. And to top it off, it is directed by Carl Weathers. What makes this work is that it is not some awkward bridge to Ahsoka Tano, who is certainly coming in the next episode, but we really get a sense of where the New Republic is at, as well as how the First Order is going to come. There's tons of action in it too. My favorite scene is when Mando is doing some elaborate flying to take out a TIE fighter, to then see Baby Yoda puke up the candy he stole from a kid earlier on. This is the family element and humor that is integral for Star Wars to use. It was great to return to characters from Season 1, because of now I'm still saying it is the better season, because it is more of its own thing, kicking off what makes the show unique, not how it relates to other characters in deeper lore. Starting in September till early November, I watched all 7 seasons of The Clone Wars, a show largely credited to the vision of Dave Filoni, whose most notable new character is Ahsoka Tano, the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. Dave Filoni directed episode 5 of season 2 of The Mandalorian, titled The Jedi, which has Rosario Dawson play Ahsoka for the first time in live action, and she is pretty awesome in the role, and this is one of the standout episodes most certainly. We see Ahsoka in the first scene fading into the darkness, only after killing several goons with Imperial loyalties with her dual white lightsabers. But the action scenes with her are not the most important. It's her scenes with Grogu, who we all previously called Baby Yoda, and Din Djarin, where she says she has communicated with the child, and we, the audience, get to learn more about its background on Coruscant before Order 66. All that Jedi lore gives you butterflies. The next episode, called The Tragedy, is directed by one of my favorite contemporary directors, that being Robert Rodriguez, whose background shooting action movies like Desperado and Sin City could be seen in full effect for this one. Din takes Grogu to the planet that Ahsoka mentioned, which was a temple on a mountain full of force energy. So while Grogu is surrounded by blue light looking like a mini Buddha, Din's trackers arrive, which include Boba Fett. A lot of stormtroopers get shot in a really fun Desperado-esque action sequence, to then see Grogu get scooped up by Moff Gideon's Death Troopers, setting up the final 2 episodes with loads of drama. This was less of a tragedy and more a dramatic imperative to get the audience thrilled for the next episodes, or perhaps Luke Skywalker will come in. Seeing Luke be Luke is all we need now as Star Wars fans. The Believer is a fun episode that is a side quest of sorts, while the action leads to Moff Gideon and Grogu on that skinny Star Destroyer. We get to see Din's team ascertain the coordinates with the help of Mayfield, played by Bill Burr. I personally enjoyed Mayfield's wisecracks in the last episode he was in the Mandalorian, and I thought that this episode was the best side quest episode so far. So it was cool to know in episode 6 that he would return. The pirates in this episode really made me laugh. They're just so out there and probably righteously angry, even though we are rooting against them in the episode because Grogu is more important than their place. It was great that episode 7 is a side quest instead of being a 2-part finale like season 1. I am hoping that episode 8 is simply longer like episode 1 was and not too much of a cliffhanger. So while episode 7 is not a standout in season 2, it is quite a lot of fun. I have not felt so much anxiety through tension in an episode of The Mandalorian like I did while watching The Rescue, the season 2 finale, that did not leave on an annoying cliffhanger or even me wanting more. It left me filled with great joy and satisfaction, knowing that there will be so much more content to come, but still fine with getting with what I got, without spoiling the last 10 minutes or so, because you just need to see it for yourself. The ending of the season was exactly what we needed, not just as Star Wars fans, but citizens of the world. The year has been so unrelentingly negative that a pick-me-up like this feels like it should be widely seen to spread even momentary joy. Make sure you watch the end credits because a new show that was not announced on Disney Investor Day gets set up, and if you like The Mandalorian, this will certainly excite you.